Why is it that many of us who are earning a decent amount of money still find it difficult to afford a home or invest in real estate? Kahit tumataas naman ng income, it never seems enough. So today, let's talk about the personal finance hacks to save up for a property fast. I'm Edric Magwan, and this is The Real Deal. Many times, I hear people say they are not financially ready to buy their own home or invest in real estate. Hintay muna ng next promotion, hintay muna ng raise, hintay muna mag-grow yung negosyo. But of course, you can aspire for these things, but these are not 100% under your control. Instead of waiting for something that's unsure, why not focus on and take control of what you already have? By changing your perspective, you will find yourself buying your first property in no time. So let me introduce to you the concept of paying yourself first, coined by George Samuel Clason, author of one of the most popular personal finance books, The Richest Man in Babylon. Imagine your income as a pie. Your income pie will be sliced into three categories: savings, investments, and expenses. Most who constantly feel that they don't have enough to invest in a property focus on the expenses slice and just save or invest what remains. As much as 90% of their income may go to expenses, and what remains, the 10%, will be split into savings and investments. They are not paying themselves first. So what does paying yourself first mean? This simply means that you pay or allocate your income to your savings and investment slices first for your long-term needs. Then the remaining will be for your expenses, for your immediate needs. Most real estate investors would work their way towards at least 50% of their income to investments, with some going to as high as 70%. So given the same size of the income pie, how can you grow the investment slice? First, let's talk about reducing the savings slice. Ano ba ang purpose ng savings? Savings for me is to ensure I maintain control of my life. It is an emergency fund so that I have enough to sustain my current lifestyle and investments in case of any unforeseen circumstances or financial distress. Enough to get me through as I get back to my normal financial situation. For more information on this, check out my other video. As a rule of thumb, you should have an emergency fund equivalent to 3 to 6 months of your income. After that, any additional savings should be kept to a minimum, because if you grow it too much in the bank, you will just lose to inflation. So once you have built your emergency fund, you can now make your investment slice even bigger by reducing your expenses slice. But you feel you are just getting by right now. Even when you've earned a promotion or increased your income in the past, somehow you still feel that you don't have enough to invest. When you find yourself in this situation, you are probably experiencing a lifestyle creep. Ano nga ba ang lifestyle creep? Lifestyle creep happens when a former luxury becomes a new necessity as we gain more disposable income. This is hard to notice because it happens gradually, and this can come in many forms and is one of the main reasons why we end up delaying our real estate investment. So what are the different forms of lifestyle creep, and how can we get out of these traps? Let's dive in. Trap number 1, the necessity trap. This happens when we justify purchasing something because it is a quote-unquote necessity to our daily life. Para sa akin, ito ang pinaka-dangerous lifestyle creep because the justification of being a necessity is so strong. One of the most common examples is coffee. Are you the type of person who always buys Starbucks? Madalas, sinasabi natin sa sarili natin, okay lang yan, kailangan ko kasi ng kape para maging productive at work. Tapos, nasasanay ka na lang and you don't think about it anymore. But look back, I bet you'll realize na hindi ka naman lagi nagsa-Starbucks dati. Probably, nagmamadali ka lang dati. So you said, it's just this one time. Then the next day, busy ka ulit sa work and you tell yourself, ngayong linggo lang naman, until it becomes a habit. Sa totoo lang, coffee may be essential to you, but it doesn't have to be that expensive. Try this! Make an estimate on how much you spend on coffee or other necessities on a monthly or annual basis. Next, look for an alternative. There are many local products out there that you can try. For coffee, there are those you can brew yourself for 12 pesos per cup or less. You'd be surprised how much you'd save. Trap number 2, Boodle Buys. There's this online shopping ad that says, the more you spend, the more you save. Every day, we are bombarded with flash sales that are prompting us to buy something because malaki ang matitipid mo pag binili mo ngayon. When this happens, our tendency is to buy things that we really don't need. But sinasabi na lang natin sa sarili natin, sige na nga, mura na lang naman. Kahit saan katutak pa ang discounts na na-avail mo for the things na hindi mo pala talaga kailangan, at the end of the day, it's really the more you spend, the less you save. So try this. Delete your shopping apps from your phone. You can always just check on your computer when you actually need something, or merely reinstall the app temporarily. With this, you get rid of the unnecessary prompting. You decide to be purposeful when using the various shopping apps. You give yourself time to pause and ask, kailangan ko ba talaga ito? Anong mangyayari kung hindi ko to binili? Most of the time, the answer is nothing. Before we move on to the next trap, if you find this content helpful, hit the like button. Trap number 3, the ninja expenses. These are your subscriptions that automatically renew every month. I call them ninja expenses because we become so used to them being in the background that we don't even think about them anymore. Di rin natin na-realize ang ninja expenses kasi individually, they are relatively small. Pero ang hindi natin na-realize, when we add them all up, ang laki na pala niya in total. Try this! Take a look at all your subscriptions. Phone bills, Spotify, Netflix, internet, fitness memberships, and other phone apps. Really consider which ones you should and can cancel. Baka ang fitness membership mo, di mo na pala nagamit for a while. Besides, meron namang free online classes sa YouTube. Or maybe there are some that you can downgrade. Maybe these days, you're home most of the time and can downgrade your phone plan. Or baka yung iba, you can share your account with family members or friends like Netflix. Trap number 4, I deserve this trap. This happens when we finish a big project at work or maybe when we close a big deal. These are the times we are most impulsive. Lagi, justify natin sa sarili natin, I deserve this expensive wine because I've been working so hard. Or I deserve this expensive vacation. And if you're not careful, this could turn into the necessity traps in the future. So try this. Instead of an expensive vacation for yourself, you can celebrate by treating your family to dinner. It is a lot simpler and possibly more meaningful. Or you can wait a week when the overexcitement has died down and you are no longer impulsive before you plan anything. Trap number 5, vanity costs, or when we buy expensive things to impress other people. Sabi nga ni Dave Ramsey, one of the most popular international personal finance speakers, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. When you buy expensive things like a new phone, new car, new luxury bags, and flaunt it to people, sure, it gives you an ego boost, but at what cost? And imagine if the ego boost wears off. You'll find yourself buying more and more expensive stuff. So you've got to stop this vicious cycle. Try this! Before you buy an expensive item, just ask yourself if this thing will truly make you happy. And if this thing is really of great value to you. If impressing others is a big factor, then it's not worth your money. It's never right to depend your happiness and satisfaction on other people's opinion of you. Now, try to make an honest assessment of your spending and add all of the things you bought last year that you think you could have delayed buying. You'd be surprised. Maybe the savings alone would be enough to start buying your own home or your first real estate investment today. For starters, with around 15 to 20,000 monthly, you can get a good pre-selling studio or one-bedroom condo unit in Metro Manila near major business districts, which is an ideal location whether it's for your personal use or for your investment. Of course, you can aim higher if you want a bigger space and if you want a nicer neighborhood. By investing in locations with various existing and planned office and infrastructure developments, the value for your property will continue to grow dramatically. If you want to explore the pre-selling properties with high growth potential, schedule a free consultation with me or message me by the link in the description. Remember that life is about striking the balance between your long-term goals and your short-term needs. Just because I presented some lifestyle creep traps does not mean you should deprive yourself. What is important is that you know which are essential for you and then reduce or eliminate those that aren't. Each person is different. There is nothing wrong with buying coffee, celebrating, or buying things online, as long as it's a conscious decision without sacrificing your future self. Thank you for watching. If you want to inquire about the pre-selling developments that I offer, you may get sample computations or sign up for a free consultation by visiting my website or by messaging me on my social media. I'm an accredited broker of the country's most trusted developers. And if you want to learn more about real estate investing, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other video. Let's get rich and financially free, one property at a time.